Hello, friends, and welcome back to Death Before Booze, our true crime paranormal podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Sam.
I totally forgot to put my microphone up, so now I'm all cattywampus. All right. Okay, I think we might be okay. So, what kind of housekeeping? Oh, our first episode of Missing Monthly came out yesterday, so make sure it did go out late because technical Samantha issues. But it's fixed and it's up, so feel free to go listen. Tell us what you think. Give us some feedback because we want to know what you guys want. So make sure you go see that. And, somebody out there in the world, his name is Bob. He sent us an email and he went to the Whaley house and he sent us a whole bunch of pictures. So fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. I didn't really see any ghosties, believe me. I made them all blow up and stuff, but they look pretty cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I was excited.
I haven't checked the email, but that
should.
sounds fun.
It was a good one.
But thank you for reaching out, guys.
Thank you yes, make sure you email us because we think it's fun. Okay, so what is our topic today, Jennifer?
Our topic is Here We Go Again. And I was just kind of having Whitesnake vibes when I was thinking about this. Here we go again on my own. So
I literally thought of Here You Come Again.
See, it's different. It's different songs depending on what
there are two people in this world.
There's
rock and roll.
We always say it. There's two types of people.
Dolly Parton. I don't even know who sang that one.
I have no idea.
Shit.
But
okay.
So basically, the idea is either, in my case, it always starts with this particular thing. So that's kind of where I went with Here We Go Again. So we are in Springville, Utah, which is known as Happy Valley.
Is it actually happy?
I mean, it's a quiet community. It's safe. It's a nice place to live. However, it's kind of like one of those stuck in a bubble communities. So, being from Utah, we're going to the LDS church. We're not talking about Scientology, but we are talking about part of the Mormon religion. And that usually is where everything starts. It kind of seems that way. It's also one of those things where the Mormon religion, they strive for perfection in everything. So that's just kind of a jumping off point from where we're going with this particular family. So we are going to be talking about Kevin Franke and Ruby Franke. So if you don't know off the cusps, they had a YouTube channel. And that there was a whole thing, their whole world crumbled last year.
Is this the one the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But that's
Utah tribe.
That shows. No, but that's out of control.
I watched 2 episodes and had anxiety. I had to stop. I was like, no. Who's pregnant? Who's bankrupt? Who's cheating on who? Who's got a porn addiction?
Right.
Who?
Right.
I'm like, I can't even keep you all straight. They all fucking look alike, too. There's only 2 brunettes. Look alike.
Thank you. They all look the same.
Who are you?
All these white women look the same.
Oh, my God. Fucking white people. Sorry, that's a quote from The Wedding Ringer. I sorry. It's one of my tics. I say it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fair. All kind of,
yeah.
It's people are like, oh, well, it's discriminatory. I'm like, all white girls look the same. When I used to teach a bigger high school class, the girls were always the ones I had the hardest learning their names because they all looked the same.
Really?
They all look the same. They have the same.
I would be
brunette
that
hair,
teacher.
The same. Yeah, so I didn't learn their names for a while.
Did they all have to sit in the same seat, or could they sit wherever they wanted? Because that would really throw me off.
I made them sit alphabetically because I needed to learn their names.
Got it. Gotta remember to tell Emma that. Make sure you're friends with whoever is closest to your name, because that's who you're gonna end up sitting next to.
Because that's who you're gonna. Yeah. I mean, that's the strategy usually most of the time. But so Kevin Franke met Ruby in August of 2000.
Okay.
Both were a part of the LDS church and the community, and Kevin was kind of insecure about himself. He wasn't really outgoing. He was really more shy, and Ruby had all of this confidence, and she literally is one of those girls who could pick up any guy that she wanted, because she just had the confidence level. He was enamored by her, so he was like, I have to be with her. I have to meet her. The two started talking. They spent a lot of time together. They got engaged in October, and then they got married 2 months later.
I'm sorry, who can plan a wedding in 2 months? I had a hard time planning it in 6 or 4.
Yeah,
how many months did I have?
I mean,
it doesn't matter. Like, that's a lot.
Especially because I'm assuming, I don't know, it just depends on, I guess, the LDS church and all that you do need a little bit of planning behind it, like getting to the church, having the wedding there, like doing all that stuff.
Getting my dress, those things don't come off the rack.
Exactly. So eventually they would have a total of 6 children, not 7 and up as I normally do.
Yeah, you're on the cusp there. I'm proud of you.
So in 2015, they started a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Called 8 Passengers, for the 8 of them, because it's cute. Yeah.
Did they drive around a lot?
No, it was just, she basically kind of just documented their lives as a family. So she would post about when she was pregnant with one of the last kids. She did the gender reveal
it's like
with
Jess
the whole
Fam.
family.
I love Jess Fam.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel weird about watching kids, but they're just cute.
And you know what? Like, that's kind of where this started, where everyone was like, oh, this is great. This is very family friendly. This is all wonderful. But then it turns into, is this a problem? Which, we'll get to. But she posted 5 days a week. And by 2020, they had 2.5 million subscribers and over 1 billion views.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I never watched it because I didn't give a shit and I didn't know about it until...
I didn't know about it until...
But... Am
I going to know who this human is? This kind of sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah, you will.
I'm not good with names. I think that's my problem with all these things.
Her goal was she wanted to share her parenting style, and she wanted really to be known as like the perfect mom. But viewers starting to get a little concerned because her parenting style was a little different, and how she treated her kids. For instance, in one episode, she made mention that her oldest son, Chad, who was 15 at the time, was banned from his bedroom and forced to sleep in a beanbag in the basement for 7 months because he pulled a prank on one of his younger siblings. And the prank was, he told his younger brother they were going to Disneyland. The kid got all dressed up and excited to go, and they weren't going. That was the prank. And so he was banned from his bedroom for 7 months.
7 months?
In a beanbag that he had to sleep in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd probably yell at my kid, too, and be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Of course.
Why would you do that? Now I got to deal with this nonsense because you pulled a prank.
Exactly.
But I don't even think that's really... I mean, I guess I haven't been... But 7 months is outrageous. I don't even know if that's grounding worthy. That might be like, give me your phone for the afternoon. Like, stop being a dick.
And he is a 15-year-old boy, and like teenagers, like, your room is like your safe
sanctuary
place.
Yeah,
right. So he didn't have that. Another time, her 6-year-old daughter went to school without lunch, so the school called and said, hey, could you just bring it, because she forgot it. Ruby told them no, because her daughter was old enough and should go without because she was not prepared. And she also said she hoped that nobody had given her food this day so that she could learn a lesson.
She's 6, right? You said 6?
Uh-huh.
Not like...
Yes.
Not
no,
like high
she's
school.
6 years old.
6 years old. Like, I get it. They need to know responsibility and remember their book bag in there. But things are going to happen.
Like, you know how many coats are in the lost and found, like, after the first week of school? Like, you know how many, like, it happens. Like, and, like, for a 6-year-old to go without food, I'm sure they took care of it. Like, the school took care of it.
If I was the
but
school, I would never call her again. I'd be like, here's, just take this peanut butter and jelly.
I agree.
I literally just had to take my gabapentin. You're making me anxious. This woman's being so mean to her children.
But that's the thing. And but the fact that she came on and was telling the viewers, I hope that nobody gave her food because she needs to learn a lesson. People were kind of like,
ew. I don't like that.
Another
I don't
video.
Like that.
She threatened to cut off the heads of a teddy bear or take away a meal due to the behavior of her younger children. Which, let's be honest, if you have a kid who's,
we don't withhold food.
5 and no, you don't withhold food, and you don't threaten to cut up their stuffed animals. Like, what? Needless to say, the viewers went down. The paid sponsorship stopped, and Ruby just felt like she was being attacked because realistically, she thought this was good parenting. So she thought, how dare everybody judge me for this when this is, how I, like, whatever.
She didn't think, let me read the comments?
Right. Well, she read the comments, but it was basically like, she's going off the deep end here. Like, this is a little much. But it was also clear to viewers that as the videos went on, the kids didn't seem to want to be involved anymore. And they were kind of just doing this, and it seemed like really just forced. So, a lot of the comments came from her exploiting her children and just being a bad mom. So, Kevin even commented about this time that she was obsessed with filming everything. Everything needed a reaction. Everything in their lives revolved around YouTube, getting the views, getting the subscribers. So she was just obsessed with this.
God, imagine if we were like that.
Right? Around the same time, their oldest son, Chad, was starting to act out in school. And it did come to...
sleep on a fucking beanbag in the basement.
Right? Like, so his parents knew, okay, something's wrong. We need to help intervene because he's acting out behaviorally in school.
God,
at home.
Did they take away all of his food? Not let him take a shit? They took away the toilet paper.
That would be the worst.
I think that really would be the worst. Taking away the toilet paper.
I mean, especially if there's no tissues in the bathroom, too. You're like, what am I supposed to do?
You gotta, like, put the, like, your hands, cup it with, put some water in. It's like a forced bidet. I hate it. Ew.
So, this is where Jodi Hilldebrant comes in. Jodi was a therapist who owned her own company called Connections. Though it was... Oh, sorry. My alarm.
I'm having one of those deja vu moments again. Keep going.
It seemed to be helping with the Mormon anxiety because that's how she got a lot of her clients. Like, a lot of people went to her and she kind of was preying on that idea of how people can gain. And again, the idea of the Mormon religion, people want to have perfection. They want to be pure and a pure example for God's will. So they were like, okay,
God said
maybe
feed the hungry.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I don't think he said, please be the perfect version of yourself. And if you're not, you need to
torture your children.
Yeah, I agree.
Withholding food is torture. Yeah, I think that's literally on the list, torture, listening to fucking Miley Cyrus on repeat, not being fed, taking away the toilet paper, stubbing your toe on purpose. These are all on the torture list. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I Googled it.
Now, according to a former employee of Jodi, Brandon Patrick, I actually watched their documentary on Netflix, and he came on a couple times, and he basically said he interned with Jodi at the beginning. He said he would watch her treat wealthier clients differently, and she used the Mormon guilt against them. So, to exploit them, they had to take the seminars because, this is how they pay for therapy. And she also was kind of known to isolate families, almost like she wanted them to have problems so that she can kind of come in and fix it.
Well, that's one way for guaranteed revenue, isn't it?
Right, exactly. So Jodi became Chad's therapist. Ruby started to, as Chad was meeting with her, she started to kind of lean more into Jodi's teachings, because along with Chad going to therapy one-on-one weekly, Ruby would also kind of hit up her YouTube pages and her seminars. So this is when people started to notice that Ruby's content got a little bit weirder. It became more, I'm being strict and I'm a good mother to be closer to God. And that's the expectations I have for my children. Rather than just, we're having a fun YouTube channel together. Look at how cute everything is. It was more like, I'm being strict. I'm a good parent. My kids need to be closer to God. And that's what I'm doing. So.
Okay. And who called CPS first?
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
Not yet. But the channel name changed. I don't remember what it was changed to, but it didn't have anything. It was almost kind of like the idea of the kids being involved was kind of gone. So now it was about her parenting and her advice on parenting and relationships, which, okay, I mean,
I'm sure she's great relationships with her children that aren't even allowed to have a room or eat dinner or wipe their ass.
So in 2019, the work she was doing with Chad, so what Jodi was doing, was helping. And Ruby started to attend a lot more of her seminars.
Okay.
Started to watch her videos. And then she had her husband go to a couple of seminars. And the immediate reaction of her husband when he walked into one of these seminars was,
nope.
Holy shit, this is like a man-hating cult. Like, that's exactly what I'm feeling right now. So
it was very men-hating club.
Yeah, it's not the woman hater club. It's a she-man woman haters man hater club. So he became kind of like, okay, this is uncomfortable. But then Kevin started to join the virtual connections group with only the men. So like only men would sign on and they'd have a men's seminar.
No wonder they had problems. In one side they're preaching hate your husband, and on the other side the husbands are all huddled in a corner like help.
Like help. And as he noticed when he was like listening to people's stories, a lot of men just seemed to be there because they were addicted to porn or they were having trouble with
Is that lust. Like a Mormon thing? Like you're not allowed to like be horny? Like it happens sometimes.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I mean, Ruby, because Kevin was going and because Jodi on those virtual meetings was like, I mean, look at Kevin. Kevin treats his wife wonderfully and he's doing great. So he felt like good about himself because he's like, oh, I'm actually doing pretty good. Ruby started to view him in a better light after he started attending these meetings. And like the praise he was getting kind of strengthened their marriage a little bit, which it was strange. But okay.
I get it.
So soon, Ruby and Kevin became coaches and the faces of connections because where do we start? Where does a cult start?
So do they still have the YouTube channel at this point? Like, is she still YouTubing about not feeding her kids?
She is still YouTubing, but not exactly about, if she is talking about how she parents her kids, it's basically like, this is what I did and here's the reason. And she'll like quote the Bible and the idea of the Mormon religion and how, you know, so that's kind of where it turned. And that's where a lot of people were like, I'm out. I can't.
Yeah,
so
good times.
Ruby and Kevin attended a lot of conferences. They spoke at virtual group meetings, and many people who knew them, like neighbors and family and like friends and stuff, they actually started to join these virtual meetings also because they're like, oh, we know them. They're on these. It must be a cool time. It must be fun. Okay, not so fun. They also kind of joined the client list. Well, they found that out later, but as the pandemic rolled in 2020, many of Jodi's clients believed something big was coming,
like a pandemic,
aka the end of the world. So they believed Jodi was God, and she was being led to salvation. She was going to lead them to salvation. What does this sound like?
If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a cult.
So 2021, Jodi began telling Ruby and Kevin, she was being visited and haunted by a hooded figure, which she took to believe Satan was coming for her.
Good. Bye, Felicia. Fucking cold.
Bye. So they visited the house because they were like, oh my gosh, we have to help her out. In her home, while they got there, was I don't know, but a priest was there already.
Don't come in here. I
mean,
I have ADT now. You can't come in. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It was your time, bitch. She's coming.
I don't know. So, but there was a priest that happened to already be there, and he was like already kind of dealing with spirits and cleansing the house or whatever. So it was clear something bad was happening. Something was not quite right. So Ruby insisted Jodi should move into their home because maybe
with the
a change of scenery. Well, she's thinking.
Oh, Ruby invited Jodi to Ruby's house, is what you're telling me. Not Jodi saying, hey, come live with me with Satan. But even so, it's kind of a thought like, well, wait a minute, like you're bringing Satan to our house, like that's
like so either
he's
way,
not
it's
attached
kind of weird.
to the house. He's attached to the cult leader, who probably had a little too much weed last night, and that would make me think that. Dropped a little too much acid. It was the shrooms. Wait, no, they're out in Utah. Don't they have peyote? Whatever she got into, man, I'll take 2.
I have no idea. Seriously, right?
Bet you it wasn't even fucking Satan. I bet it was the Hat Man.
The Hat Man.
Oh, you know what the Hat Man is?
I don't.
The Hat Man. I'll cover that.
Okay, I don't. That's exciting.
I'll cover the Hat Man, the Hag.
All the people that possibly this cult leader could have gotten into
a shadow.
It might have been. Yeah.
Herself, the dog.
Their oldest daughter, Sherry, was heading off to college within the next couple of weeks. So Ruby was like, we're going to give her your room. So Sherry's like, all right, isn't it kind of odd that,
where the fuck do I go when I come back?
Right. Also, the therapist that we see is in the house now. Isn't that kind of weird to anybody else? And her family just was like, no, everything's cool. Nothing's out of the ordinary. She continued to do her workshops and her therapy sessions from the home.
Now, is she just therapizing this one family all the time, or does she have other clients still?
Oh, no, she has other clients.
Is she going to write a book about these people? She going to write a book about these people?
I don't think anybody would buy that book anyway, but... Trust me when I tell you, I don't think it's going to end well for her.
Oh, boy.
So, as the days went by, Sherry did some digging. And she found out Jodi was not a psychologist like she claimed to be, because her license had been revoked. Also,
Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Also, she is divorced with children, but it's unclear of the relationship she had with them because she doesn't live with them.
How old were her kids? Did she not feed her kids too?
I mean, they're not living with her, so maybe that was the case. But also, many of her former clients didn't have great things to say about the practice. So Sherry was like, oh, fuck, this lady's in my house. So she went to her parents and said, this is what I found, just so you know. And they explained it away. They said, no, Jodi let us know that her license was revoked. And people are always going to attack her for her beliefs.
So Jodi told us she's a piece of shit. Not that everybody who gets their license revoked is a piece of shit. I'm sure there's some billion reasons. But Jodi told us in every single way that she is a piece of shit because, she's like a cult leader and doing all these horrible, terrible things. And we're okay with this. We're okay with this. That's what you're telling me.
Because people attack her. They're going to attack her beliefs just for no reason. Like, just, people don't.
Was she orange and in the White House at any time? Sorry, we're not a political podcast. Continue on.
Also, guys not in the U.S., we're not okay. We're not okay.
Okay.
Please, I understand you're laughing at us, but we're not okay.
S.
So.
I mean, we're laughing too, but it's like that we're in danger.
Yeah,
Help.
yeah, it's Ralph Wiggum on the bus of The Simpsons. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Help.
Oh my god. So this is also really crazy because as they mentioned this part in the documentary, I was like, I can't even. Like at night when she was staying with them, Jodi would go into these like trance-like states, almost like a possession.
Jodi, okay.
The therapist.
She's not a therapist.
And Ruby. No. So Kevin and Ruby were like, oh my gosh, we have to banish the evil out. You are not like certified for that, but okay.
Oh my god, did they get a Ouija board out? Did you jump into my side of things? Okay, I was getting nervous.
But Jodi did seem to have reactions when they would quote the Bible or they would say prayers. She'd get into this like this raspy like voice, and it would be kind of like exorcist type of shit. So Ruby had said to her husband, Kevin, I think I need to stay with Jodi in her room to help with this.
What the fuck do you know about this, bitch? You ran
You're not qualified for this.
Seriously, call the priest back.
Hey, could you visit our house now? It's still happening. Oh my god.
I am Oh god,
isn't it weird? Just let me get there. So one day, Sherry came home from college because, she comes home from college, doesn't have a room anymore, but she's like, okay, I got
sleep on the beanbag in the basement.
In the basement. Exactly.
At least she gets toilet paper.
I know, that's true.
I mean,
so she went to her room because she's like, I got to grab some stuff. And when she walked into her bedroom, she found massage oils, candles around the room. And to her, it was very weird and unsettling. It was very just like,
hey, okay. Satan needs a massage too when he's possessing people. It's very stressful.
It is. The relationship between Jodi and Ruby was, according to her husband, Kevin, it was more than a friendship and a sisterhood. It was uncomfortably intimate. So it wasn't like it was in public that they were, but it was very much people suspected there was something going on between the two, which again, totally fine. Do your thing.
But everybody needs to be consulting. She's married.
Agreed.
They all need to, not consulting, what's the
and
word?
They're not.
Everybody has to say yes. Everybody has to be okay.
Everybody has consent. Everybody has to. And she's not even in the same room as him anymore at night. So, like, it's not like he's invited to these massage therapy sessions.
Be invited to the Satan orgy,
right? Now, suddenly, as all this kind of stuff was happening, the weekly men's group therapy session turned into a bash session on Kevin. So how he wasn't trying hard enough in his marriage, in his devotion, all of that. And this also is when the younger siblings started to get shafted as well. So because, of course, when you're younger, you're more likely to rebel, to talk back, because you're the youngest. And being an oldest sibling, and correct me if I'm wrong, everyone out there, but usually the youngest one is the one who is the biggest one who rebels, because they're the youngest, they're the baby. There it is. So it makes sense to me that the younger kids started to kind of go, I don't know, and then just kind of talk back. That year in particular for Christmas, because the kids were talking back and they were seen as selfish by Jodi and Ruby, they didn't get any gifts for Christmas. But they had to watch everybody else open theirs.
What could a child do that was so terrible that you would take away Christmas?
Right? That you would make Christmas a horrible time for them. Like, she would also keep them home from school to make them clean the house because of the fact that they were selfish. Like, you have to help out now because you were so selfish. And yes, to answer your question, these ideas were broadcasted on their YouTube channel.
They're still with the YouTube channel. Dumb.
Mm-hmm. Now, the neighbors who were watching the channel, first of all, Jodi kind of became part of the channel now. So it was Ruby and Jodi kind of talking about parenting and how kids are selfish and
Jodi's
whatever.
not parenting her own fucking kids.
No,
Who
she's
are you
not.
to talk
But nobody
about
knows
this?
that.
I know
Nobody
that.
really knows that.
So
well, I mean, we know that.
What's
but
her face knew that? The daughter. She figured it out.
So this is kind of when people who were watching the channel felt like Ruby was going off the deep end. She honestly believed what she was doing was good parenting, and others just felt like something was off completely.
And nobody
like,
called CPS.
there was something
yet.
bad. Not yet.
Is CPS not
It's
a
gonna
thing
get there.
in Utah? Like, hello.
Oh, they're a thing. It's just that they didn't really see any, I guess. And this is kind of where it gets frustrating because CPS can only do so much in this particular situation, but I'll get there. So in July of 2022, Chad was 17, and he was like, I believed in Jodi and everything that she had said, so he confessed to her about making out with girls and watching porn in his bedroom at night.
Okay.
So then Jodi said, you should tell Mom.
Don't. You
So
won't
when
have a room anymore. You'll be outside sleeping under the deck with no
it's
toilet
actually-
paper.
It's actually worse. Ruby then when he told her, she was like, oh, so it's your fault that the evil spirits are in this house. It's your fault
The
that
evil
Jodi's
spirits
possessed.
weren't there until you brought crazy Jodi to live with you. Remember? They were with her. Oh my God. Where is this woman? I need to talk to her because she's not making any sense.
So she kicked Chad out of the house.
So where did he go? Where did he go? He's 17. Well, he's 17. 17?
17. But
Where does he go?
I'm-
Does he have like grandparents, an aunt, an uncle?
I assume he went with like friends.
God,
like,
I hope
or, like
so.
a friend's home. After this, she came after Kevin, her husband, who she claimed was struggling with lust and selfishness, which was adding to the hardships that Jodi was going through. And that's why she was being possessed. It was because of the men in the family. So.
Okay. They're not her family. They're not her. They're not Jodi's family. They're Ruby's family.
No. Mm-hmm.
But because Ruby's family is fucking up, the demons are bothering Jodi.
That's exactly what Ruby's thinking. That's exactly it.
What is she smoking? Because I need some of it.
I was
this
thinking the exact
conspiracy.
same.
Could you imagine smoking whatever she was and trying to hear the story about the Denver airport? That was like 2 episodes ago.
I'd be like, the lizard people.
The lizard people in the basement. They're coming. There's Hitler in the baggage claim. Fucking Nazis are everywhere. There's a horse that spits fire. Like, oh my God. We would have such a...
That is...
Dude. Memo.
So she kicked him out and said, you can't have any contact with our children. And Kevin did it. He just accepted this and did it.
Oh, no. Mr. Lawyer, my wife went crazy.
But see, he is just as brainwashed at this point. Because when she's explaining this to him, he's like, I guess this makes sense.
Who moved the rock? Who moved it? Put it back.
So Sherry, her oldest daughter, was away at college, contacted Ruby to say, hey, I've been hearing, her dad moved out, whatever, and Chad's out of the house. Is everything okay? And Ruby then said, you are cut off from the family. You cannot talk to the family. You cannot be a part of this family anymore.
Because she went to college?
Because she
was checking in?
Is poking. Yeah, she's poking a little too much. Like, what the fuck's going on, Mom? Like, what the fuck are you on? And she's like, you're just not believing. You just don't believe in what we believe in anymore. And it's like, So
You don't believe in what we believe in anymore. Dude, peyote is strong.
So when the neighbors spoke to Sherry once they heard about this, because they were extremely concerned, because they're like, okay, now not only did she excommunicate her daughter, her husband and her son she kicked her son and daughter and husband out of the house. Ruby is now left with the 4 youngest kids, and no one else is in the house except for Jodi. So they're kind of like, this is a little alarming.
Oh, boy.
So Kevin still attended the weekly men's group, but he still had no contact with his family.
Why?
And Chad continued his weekly therapy sessions too.
Why? You got kicked out. This woman is in your house. Oh, God.
They're both so far gone because they both were like, okay, I guess I have to accept that this is the way things are, but I really want to go back home. Like, they were very brainwashed. So this is started when Ruby and Jodi, again, they were still posting these kind of alarming content in regards to parenting practices, and how kids should be punished for not fulfilling their purpose. And then the neighbors started to get extremely worried because they noticed Ruby would leave home for days at a time. Leave the kids at home. And she'd be spending more time at Jodi's home. So, like, Jodi and her would go to Jodi's home and leave the kids alone. So this is when they called.
Finally.
So in September 2022, Sherry contacted police and said, hey, my siblings are in the house. Could you do a welfare check on them because I'm concerned? Some of the neighbors even went out when the police got there to say, hey, we're also concerned, blah, 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 blah. However, when the police knocked on the door, they got no answer. And they can't enter the house without a warrant.
No. What about that?
Even
what
after
is that, like, suspicion of something? What is it where they get to be like, we thought there was like a gas leak in the house. What is that called? Suspicion of something. Everybody's screaming at me right now.
Yeah, something. I know what you're talking about. It's slipped my mind too, but
intent
in this case too. Yeah, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, you're right. Everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? But, like, I can't.
We're the best true crime podcasters ever. Shut your mouth. I'm sorry. That came out a lot more forceful. I was trying to be funny. Please don't be mad at me. Thank you.
Oh, my God. So, even after this, neighbors contacted DCFS. So, Department of Children and Families. And they were told if they had no physical evidence that the children are being neglected or abused, there was nothing they could do. So the neighbors were like, have you seen any bruises on them? And they're like, no, we don't, I didn't see any of that. I'm just saying that based on, the YouTube channel, based on mom leaving for days at a time. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about that. After this, not only was the DCFS case closed, but the kids never were seen outside after that time.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They were like, you can't go outside. So they
fuck that.
Homeschooled them because that's the number one red flag.
Yeah,
like
there
once
you go.
You pull your kids out of school,
definitely
that's the number one
cult.
thing.
We're definitely a cult now.
The crazy thing is, too, some of the neighbors actually called Kevin to be like, hey, just so you know, like, this is going on. But he never answered them. And he just ignored their calls.
Really?
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah. So, August 30th, 2023, the youngest children were at Jodi's home in her care.
With Jodi, okay.
Yes. The youngest boy, who was 12, escaped out of a window from the home and walked to a neighboring home. And he asked, very politely, if you watch the ring cam photo, if he could either use their phone or if they could contact police for him. So the couple looked at him And he had duct tape on his ankles and wrists that it like looked like he pulled it off. He was covered in wounds and he was emaciated. So on the call, the emergency services call, the older man in the for the couple like sounded like he was going to cry. Like he's like, I don't know what's going on. We just got that. Like he said, he's from one of the neighboring houses. He said his sister's still in the house. So immediately they came. They recalled he was literal skin and bones, and he mentioned my 10-year-old sister's in the home, but I haven't seen her in a while because we've been separated.
How big is this house?
It's huge. It's a mansion. So,
they got that.
But still, like,
money.
Yes. Well, this is Jodi's home, and she owns the connections, and she pretends to be a therapist.
Leader. Got it. Yeah.
So she's got tons of money.
You always make more money as the cult leader, according to Creed Bratton. You have more fun as a member, but you make the most money as the leader.
But you make more money, yeah.
Yeah.
The police went to her home, and again, they kept saying, she answered the door, and she kept being like, well, isn't this unlawful? Don't you need a warrant to come in here? And they're like, no, not this time. Because they had intent. That's kind of what we were thinking about. Intent. There it is. Sorry,
probable
guys.
Cause. Probable cause. Finally Googled it. It's probable cause.
We got there.
We are so there. Thank you for yelling it. The ether heard you.
We got there.
Probable cause.
After a search of the home, they found the youngest daughter sitting in a closet, but she wasn't speaking and her head was shaved. She was just as emaciated as the boy.
Her head was shaved? She's 10. You know how important hair is to a 10-year-old?
I know.
Oh my god, my heart. Why do you pick such horrible stories? Keep going.
They also found a closed safe room with like a big like lock on it. And Jodi's like, I have no idea what the code is. At first,
was somebody in it?
See, at first they found this room, and they were like, "What the fuck is the code?" Because they thought the girl could be in there, and she's like, "I don't know what the code is. I don't know. I don't have anything in there to know what the code would be." And they're like, "Okay."
You bought a house with a safe room and didn't
think to open it or like learn the code. Like,
imagine there was a dead body in there from like the previous owners, and now she gets pinned for it.
That's
how amazing would that have been? Oh, that would have been a neat
just
little
worried.
Bow.
So when they did open it, they found handcuffs, rope, medical gauze, duct tape, and a solution that appeared to be cayenne pepper and honey paste that the kids said would be put in their open wounds.
What? That kind of sounded like a diet that Beyonce did when she was going to be in Dreamgirls.
Cayenne and honey paste.
Yeah. Well, it's not paste. It was water. Like, she put it all... oh, my God. Those poor babies.
So then they went to Ruby's home to search for the other two kids, but the other two kids were found perfectly fine at a friend's house. So I guess Ruby dropped them off at a friend's house, said, hey, your problem for a little bit, and then just left. When she did return home, the police were like, hey, we're letting you know we're searching your home. You know, we have your two kids, you know, whatever. She didn't speak. She's not reacting. And she said nothing as they took her to the police station. They did, however, find a blue folder in her home, which had detailed notes on everything they did to these kids.
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Explain. I need somebody to explain this to me. Why do bad people write it all down? Like, if I was going to be a murderer, that's the last thing. Okay. Bad people.
I agree.
When you need your alibi, call me. And we're also going to have a bonfire where we burn all your fucking journals. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I guess it was more of a matter in this case to see progression, because according to Ruby, I have the power of God and he, her son, must obey me. So they're kind of seeing if it's progressing.
But she's not God. I thought Jodi was God.
Yeah, she has the power of God.
Oh, Jodi said,
Have Christ compels you.
I bequeath
Yes.
through a massage,
Yes.
probably.
Probably through a massage.
Yeah. There it is.
So, in the LDS church, no unclean thing can get to the kingdom of heaven. So Ruby believed her children were possessed, and she's trying to bring the spirit out by subjecting them to pain, which can then makes them ascend to the kingdom of heaven.
She was going to kill these fucking kids? Is that what you're telling me?
I
Was
mean,
just going to waste away to nothing?
They were practically nothing.
I can't.
Can you imagine if he didn't escape? Like, it could have been weeks.
I hate them.
Prior to their arrest, Ruby had reached out to Kevin, who hadn't heard from her in a year. And she said, okay, I have some explaining to do. Our 2 youngest kids are possessed. and you need to go get them from the police station and redeem yourself for your wrongdoings. He fucking went.
She talks about possession more than Zach fucking Bagel Bites. Anybody else notice this?
I agree.
I
agree.
Am lost and confused, and I hate it. No.
Kevin is taken into questioning once he gets there, and the police realize pretty quickly he has no fucking idea what's going on. And then he explained, this is how we found your children. And then he felt that the cops were just trying to manipulate him. But it wasn't until he returned home that his neighbors met him and were like, bro, this is what's been going on.
You need to sit
and
down.
So finally,
we have a story.
like the fog lifted and he was like, holy fucking shit, I've been brainwashed and lied to.
Yeah.
So after hearing the news, Chad believed he was also set up, or it was a setup. But then once he got home, Kevin explained to him, here's the whole truth. So the 2 of them now are like out of the fog of this whole bullshit.
No more Flavor Aid for them.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
No.
Ruby and Jodi were both charged with child abuse and neglect.
Good.
The kids described what they were forced to do on a daily basis. They were forced to stand in the sun all day with no water. And we're in Utah.
But
we're in the desert.
Outside, I thought.
At Jodi's house, they were fine to go outside. They just had to stand there. They just had to stand there in the sun and
bake.
Yes, they were tied down with weights. And they were forced to run in the middle of the desert. Again, with no water.
Why?
So, both of them pled guilty to 4 counts of child neglect and abuse and received a consecutive prison term spanning 4 to 60 years. Depending on the source, it could be 4 to 30 years. Currently,
that's not enough.
The 2 of them are serving their time. Not in the same prison, of course, because we don't want any massages. So,
darn. Sorry, ladies.
In their public apology, or again when they came out, Ruby made a public apology to her kids. Not all of them were in the courtroom at the time, but she said she was manipulated. I'll never stop crying for hurting your tender souls. My willingness to sacrifice all of you was masterfully manipulated into something very ugly.
Girl.
So, in February of 2025, so this year, Utah House Business, Labor, and Commerce Committee, it's a really big mouthful on that one, they met for a meeting. The youngest daughter wrote a statement that Kevin read to the courts on her behalf in regards to Ruby basically taking money because she said, quote, when I started getting older, I realized the YouTube channel had ruined my childhood. But at least I got some money, right? Oh, right. I didn't actually get any money. My mom withdrew all of it in 2023.
No. Don't you have to, put that money away? So
there is no law, but this is what they actually, that's the reason why they had this meeting, was to talk about the rights of children if they're seen in YouTube channels. If you're part of a YouTube channel with your family, you should have a specific amount of money that goes to you and not just money in general.
Because I'm not an expert on this, but that Jess fam that I watch, Years ago.
Yes.
Years and years and years ago. So she has 8 kids. She has 1, 2, 3, 4. Then her husband had 2, and then they had 1 together. So what is that? 7 kids.
Oh.
7 or 8 kids. It's a blended family. But Jess Fam, she, years ago, I saw she did a video about how, you know, she incorporated, and you can have your kids, if they work for the family business, make so much money a year. And because they're a certain age, like the taxes are different for them, and it can be invested. It was like this whole, it was really interesting. And she's like, you know, I do the max for all of my kids, and then I pay my kids so much, and then I also put a percentage of whatever into accounts for them for whatever, you know, college or trade school, whatever it is. And then she was like, what else did she say? That, you know, she plans out each week they're going to film this many days, let's say. And she tells the kids, these are what we're doing. Do you want to be included? Do you want to be in the video? And she's like, you can always change your mind, but this is what we're doing. And even some of the kids, like, there have been a couple of times where the oldest daughter, is it the oldest daughter? Yeah, the oldest daughter, Lillian, she, like, you could tell there was a while she, like, wanted nothing to do with the channel. Right. And, like, she kind of disappeared for a while, and then, like, she started slowly coming back. But you could see her, they'd be recording, and she'd be in it, and then all of a sudden she would, like, shake her head and walk away. And, like, that would be the end of it.
Right. And, like, and that's the whole, because I guess it depends on the state. And that's why they went to this particular meeting, was to kind of be like, hey, look at how much it fucked us up.
Yeah.
But also look at how little we got. We didn't get shit from it. So they were hoping lawmakers would consider passing a bill that would require online creators who make more than a specific amount, so like $150,000, to set a portion aside for their children if their children are featured in the channel, which is exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So now their 16-year-old sister echoes this claim. And again, you're selling your life, your privacy, your body, your stories to the entire world. As a child, you're involuntarily giving up all of that. So you're selling away your childhood. So they really felt like they got shafted, and mom was just basically making money off of bullshit. So
yeah, especially when
Sherry
she was a bitch about
wrote a memoir. Exactly.
Okay.
She wrote a memoir, which I'm actually is in my Amazon cart to read. It's The House of a Mother and a Daughter's Quest to Freedom, where she said, Ruby, quote, subjected me and my siblings to her twisted interpretation of crime and punishment all our lives until Jodi came along, adding terrifying new flavors of sadism to the regime. Oh. She also said of Jodi, she was her family's very own cult leader, a false prophet who swept into our lives like a hurricane, turning my mother into a fawning, starstruck acolyte who lapped up her every demented world like it was holy water. She's trying to rebuild her relationship with her siblings and father, but has no desire to speak to her mother ever again. Good. Wants nothing to do with her. And she is also an advocate against family vlogging and the dangers that it can cause. So the other children were taken into the custody of DCFS after her arrest and have gone medical care and are subjected to psychological assessments for ongoing mental health treatment. Of course. Duh. And as of now, Kevin will have full custody of the 4 children. He has been transferred full ownership of the house, and he filed for divorce.
Thank God. Well, at least that ended well.
Yeah, I mean, there's it's a terrible, like, could you imagine if he didn't escape? Like, that's my only thought, is that her story blew up in 2023, and I was like, who the fuck is this woman? And, like, now I'm watching her documentaries going, holy fuck. Like, it's a shit show.
This is another one of those, like, I swear you told it, but you didn't. Like... Okay.
No, but it sounds similar to all the other fucking cult stuff that we did.
Here we go again. Shit. Okay. Wow. Good job telling a horrible story. Is that, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yes. I'm glad everybody got out, though. So I guess yours kind of had a happy ending compared to some of your stories.
I mean, yeah, compared to some.
Okay. Well, mine's going to be pretty quick, so I guess this was a good balance today. I am just covering residual hauntings in general. So,
That's always fun, though. That's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
excited.
we're just going to learn about the residual haunting and fun stuff. We have a couple stories. So, the definition of a residual haunting is a type of paranormal phenomenon when a place is believed to be haunted
I was just thinking that.
by the lingering energy of a past event or series of events, often traumatic or emotionally charged. They are often described as paranormal echoes or energy imprints. The activity, so the actual haunting, is often predictable and repetitive, like a loop. It just keeps playing over and over. Sort of like trapped in time. Like this event has been recorded either in the atmosphere, or the location, something like that.
Got it, yeah.
The haunting itself, there's no interaction with the living. So these quote-unquote spirits don't acknowledge or respond to people. You'll never get an EVP or physical contact. You won't feel a change in behavior, things like that. They're often mistaken for intelligent hauntings, but can be distinguished by their predictability. So some examples are footsteps or sounds that repeat at a specific time. So like if every night, so like, here's a perfect example in my house. Every fall, you'll start hearing footsteps in what is now unfortunately my daughter's room, but you'll start hearing footsteps and it goes back and forth 2 to 3 times, and it's usually about 10:30 at night, a couple times a week. And it's like, I don't know why, I don't know what does it, but a couple times a year in the fall, this starts happening again. Cold spots or changes in temperature, especially, again, if it's repetitive. Like, if you know every day when I walk down this hallway at 7, it's going to be 10 degrees cooler than the rest of the place. Recurring smells, objects moving or disappearing and reappearing, visual phenomena, and apparitions appearing without awareness of their surroundings.
Okay.
So, how do these work? What are the theories? First is the stone tape theory, and this one we've kind of talked about a few times. It's one of Zach Bacon's favorites. So this is a pseudoscientific concept. It suggests that certain materials, such as stone or wood, particularly materials with crystal structures, quartz, limestone, they can act like recording devices for emotional or traumatic events. And these recordings can be replayed under specific conditions. So think atmospheric changes, so temperature, humidity, electromagnetic fields, the date, the time, the moon phase, human presence. If there are some individuals, specifically those who are sensitive, sometimes because when you have a sensitive person, they can give off different energy, which can trigger a recurring or a residual haunt.
Okay.
Human presence causing the energy imprints. So if it's like a murder, war, despair, they can leave behind their energy, and that can also manifest the sounds, the visions, or the movements. And then they can often be triggered by, again, environmental conditions, which are a lot of the same, like the stone tape theory, the temperature, humidity, time of day, moon phase, etc.
Okay.
So, like, basically what I'm saying is Gettysburg. Let's take Gettysburg. When you're in Gettysburg, there are a lot of they call them residual hauntings, specifically on the battlefield. You'll hear the, what are those big cannons going off? You'll hear marching. People will see rows of soldiers of whichever side marching through the field. But it's been caught multiple times doing the same thing. So, like, there are certain days, like, especially around, like, the date, the event, the anniversary, 10 o'clock at night, you're going to hear a bang and be like, oh, that's the cannons from the battlefield. Like, little things like that. Or it could be, sometimes on the 11th, if the humidity is just right, the moon is full, and this happens, you see the soldiers going. Like, all of that kind of needs to come together perfectly for this residual haunting to happen. It's not all residual hauntings are like that, but a lot of times there needs to be quite a few factors to, like, get it going again.
Okay.
And if you want to do the stone tape theory, you're in the middle of a battlefield where there's dirt, there's grass, there's all these porous type materials that can absorb all that fear and energy and feelings and emotions and the energy from the cannons and gunfire. Like, there's so much that can take in that it's going to hold it really tightly, especially because a lot of those people, like, their bodies were kind of just covered.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of, like,
sucks.
made a huge ditch that you couldn't. Like, what were you going to do? There's hundreds of people dead and, like, in the hot sun, baking. Like, they kind of had to bury them. So, like, they're kind of buried there. So, even if, you know, their soul is on repeat because they died so quick, they didn't realize they were dead, and now it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And I just keep going. So, I picked a few hauntings with the story so we can just quickly chat. Quick like a bunny. So, some of these are from, like, the UK. I'm sorry. Oh, hiccup. My bad. So, the Culloden Battlefield. This is in Inverness, Scotland. We're in Scotland. That's not how you say Scotland. Yay. So, the battle was on April 16th of 1746. And this is the final confrontation of the Jacobite Rising of 1745. So the battle started in 1745, and this is like the final, like the big crescendo, we're over, it's done. So the Jacobite forces were pretty much like just a Highland army. So like this dude, where is he? Charles Edward Stuart. Him and his family got banned from England by King George II. So they like exiled the House of Stuart. I don't know if you're into like all that shit, but they got kicked out. They're like, go fuck yourself, get out of here. So then this guy's like, hell fucking no, I'm coming back. So he goes through Scotland. So he like, wherever he left to, he comes back and he gets to Scotland and he starts making like a ruckus. And he gets all these Highland people to join his army. So think about all these dudes in kilts going towards England, being like, we're going to fucking take down George II. Like, we're done with this motherfucker. Too bad they didn't. Well, I guess it's kind of good because, you know, we're independent anyway, so it doesn't matter. So they are taking people down. They're doing their whole thing. And then they get to England. Or London. No, England. They get to England. And the British government troops, led by the Duke of Cumberland, are like, no. So in less than an hour, the Jacobites were brutally defeated. There were about 2,000 soldiers killed. And like, almost all of them were the Jacobite soldiers. So it was bloody. It was nasty. It was not a good time. So now, if you go there at night or during the day or whenever it's getting closest, visitors and locals have reported hearing phantom gunfire, shouts, battle cries, cannon fire, and swords clashing. Specifically coming from the center of the moor where the hardest fighting happened, especially around dawn or near the anniversary of the battle. There are apparitions of Highland soldiers.
Okay, that makes sense.
I get it. Witnesses claim to have seen ghostly figures in tartan, marching or standing silently near the clan marker stones because, you know, people died there, so they kind of put like their stones there. And they never show any awareness of the living. So, like, people be sitting there going, like, hey, you guys. And they just keep staring off into the distance. And it's just a loop. Yep. It's very repetitive and has a predictable route, specifically when they're, like, marching and stuff. And it's not like the same person keeps seeing it. It's like all these different people are like, hey, we saw this. Hey, we saw this. Hey, we saw... And it's the same this. You know, like, I saw a guy in a kilt and he picked his nose at 9:03. Like, and they keep seeing the same thing. Like, that kind of. There are misty and shadow figures. So figures emerge from the fog. It's like if it's really foggy out, like, this is a good time to go check them out. Or they can be seen in the distance and they vanish. Some accounts describe transparent silhouettes resembling soldiers, particularly near the Fraser and MacDonald clan stones. Then there are phantom bagpipes. So there's the faint bagpipe music that's been heard drifting across the moor, especially in the early morning or late evening hours, and there's no visible source or performer to be found.
Huh.
Fun, right?
I don't know about that.
I don't think I'd love it. I'd be like, it's kind of like the banshee cry when we talked about that. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Thank you.
It is like that.
Thank you. Like that. Go back over there. Where's Nessie? Can I go play with her? We're going to be friends. Okay. Now let's go to France. So we're talking about the ghost of Charlotte de Brise. I'm not French. I'm very sorry. La Dame Verte. I'm so blasé. Or the Green Lady. So I'm just going to call her Charlotte. So Charlotte was the illegitimate daughter of King Charles VII of France and Agnes Sorel.
Ooh.
She married Jacques de Brise, a wealthy nobleman and the then owner of a castle. This castle. Cool castle. We own a castle.
Oh.
So they had a shit marriage. Wasn't great. And it might be because Charlotte was kind of having an affair with either a huntsman or a stableman. Either way, it wasn't great.
It's always the stableman. It's always the stableman.
That's like the early pool boy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So one night in like the 15th century when this happened, Jacques allegedly discovered the lovers together and in a fit of rage murdered them both. Some say he stabbed Charlotte multiple times before dumping her body inside the castle walls. So now, yeah, don't love that. So now there is a recurring apparition of the Green Lady. She is described as a tall woman wearing a long green dress. I know, you're shocked. She is most often seen wandering silently through the chapel tower and the castle halls. Witnesses describe her face as horribly disfigured with large hollow eye sockets, possibly from being stabbed. No shit. Those who have seen her say she does not acknowledge the living, and experiences seem to be repetitive and predictable. So they're often reported at dusk or dawn. And one visitor said, quote, "You don't feel watched. You feel like you're watching a memory that doesn't know you're there." That's like the perfect quote for a residual haunting.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
So this is the final one. This is the Old Talbot Tavern in Bardstown, Kentucky. So this tavern was opened in 1779, making it one of the oldest Western stagecoach stops in the U.S., and it's also known as the oldest bourbon bar in America. It has hosted noble figures like Daniel Boone, Abraham Lincoln, and Jesse James. So it's located in downtown Bardstown. What is wrong with my mouth today? A historic town with deep bourbon and Civil War roots. The tavern has survived fires, wars, and countless renovations, and so have the ghosts. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Lady in White. She is described as a pale, elegant woman in a white dress. Oh shit. She is seen gliding up the stairs or appearing on the second floor balcony. She never speaks or reacts. She always appears in the same part of the building, and every report seems to say she has the same expressions and gestures. Witnesses also describe her as lost in time, often gazing sadly towards the town square. Then you have the rocking chair ghosts. So guests and staff frequently report seeing a rocking chair move back and forth in the empty rooms. In some cases, there's a faint outline of a person seated in the chair who does not respond or look at you. They just appear there and then they fade out. Another one. I think I'm good. I'm okay.
I'm good.
No.
Uh-huh.
Then there are the barroom echoes. So sounds of glasses clinking, faint conversations, footsteps are often heard, and this is after closing when no one's in the bar and the people are like cleaning up. They've also caught it on like their surveillance cameras. Like just the sounds at night when nobody's in the bar. Multiple staff members report hearing the same short burst of laughter or a toast as if from a looped moment in time. There was also one bartender, this one freaked me out. There's also one bartender who said every shift he sees a glass fall off the counter, but it never breaks and there's never anything on the floor after it falls. So it's like a ghost glass.
That freaks me out too.
I don't think I love that. Finally, there are heavy boots on wooden floors, and it's heard throughout the second story, mostly occurring between 2 and 3 a.m. with no corresponding human presence seen. And it always follows the same path. It goes down the hall, pauses, and then turns back. Many believe this is a replay of a soldier or traveler from centuries ago. And that's everything I got on Residual Hauntings.
That checks.
Yeah.
That checks. Those are always very interesting. And we have talked about Residual Hauntings a lot. Yeah, but I always like to know more, so I appreciate that.
Oh my God, there were so many that I could have done, but I'm like, this is a big one. This is a big one. Like the Queen Mary. Or, like, there were a bunch that I've already covered. So I was like, we can't do, like, what's that plantation you covered for my birthday? And we can't, like, I already covered some of these. So.
Oh, yeah. Myrtle Plantation.
Myrtles, yeah. Like, there was a ton of ones.
Yeah, because it is very, like...
They're everywhere. So I was like, oh, I should do this. Like, Gettysburg. Like, the Gettysburg battlefield that I talked about before. Like, that was on there. And I'm like, no, I want to cover Gettysburg. Or parts of Gettysburg.
Yes, so because that's going to be, like, a whole
that could be a whole
story.
That could be like a Patreon 2-parter for me if I did Gettysburg. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because there's so much story to it. But like Residual Hauntings happen, it seems, a lot of different places. And it is kind of like that quote is perfect because it's like, it is like watching, someone's not realizing that you're there and you're just kind of watching a movie. Like go back and,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow. So thanks, guys, for joining us again. We hope you had fun because we had fun. Make sure that you are... make sure that you're listening to our new mini limited series. That's not what we call it. Our other little series comes out.
It's a mini. Yeah, it's a mini series.
Like a mini series. It comes out every third Monday of the month. I think that's what we're going to try to stick to, right? Every third Monday. It's called Missing Monthly, and we cover 2 cases of missing people because, we're really into Robert Stack, and, maybe we can help solve one of these mysteries and find somebody.
Solve a mystery.
Yeah, we're really just trying to get more eyes and ears out there for different cases that might need help. So there's that. Make sure you're following us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram. We have a TikTok. I don't really put much up there. But rate, review on Apple and Spotify. Make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube. Click the bell so you know when we put stuff up. And make sure that you are commenting and sharing. Sharing really helps us out. Make sure other people see our stuff and it gets our numbers boosted. If you're all caught up and would like more content, you could always run over to our Patreon. We do understand finances aren't great, but it is about $60 for the whole year. It's like $5 a month. And you can keep listening to us and all of our crazy and everything else that we have. But just joining us on social media really does help us out. If you want some of our merch, go to our site. Oh, all this is at our website, deathbeforebooze.com. I'm not doing well with this tonight. Our merch is on our website. You can also get all of our sources and pictures from today's episode on our website. So feel free to go check there. It's deathbeforebooze.com. And thank you so much. I'm going to end it there because I don't know what I'm talking about. We will see you next week.
Okay. Hang out with us. All right. Love you guys. Stay spooky.
Bye.
Bye.